Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
We're back in the saddle. I felt like I was just yelling, so I apologize to everybody that's having breakfast. Nice, quiet breakfast. And then that guy in the gold shirt started yelling over there. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today Show. This is Tony Tone. It's Wednesday, the 18th of September, inside the Market Grill Express here in Hy-Vee off Highway 61, 2400 2nd Avenue. Did you know that today is National Cheeseburger Day? Cheeseburger. So will you celebrate with a cheeseburger? And since we have the power of... it's kind of like on the Food Network when they put something in the oven and then they're like, oh my heavens, now look at this burger. That's like a Paula Deen or something. I don't even think she's on TV anymore. She said too many bad things. Oh my word, look at this. Look, I put it down here and then a burger appears, child. Here's the bad part there's nothing bad about this burger. It's fantastic. Hand patted. Absolutely delicious. National Cheeseburger Day. All burgers, hand-cut fries, $8, unlimited hand-cut fries or tater tots. I can't take a bite of this because we're doing the show right now. It's 8:33 in the morning. At 9:15-ish, I have to go to my dietitian's office and get my finger poked for this biometric screening so I can get some money back on my insurance. So I can't eat anything. And I'm holding a giant burger. So just going to use this as a display, I guess, which is a little sad. But you should totally come by and grab a burger. All of them would be $8. Some pictures we can show you. That one would just kind of be like a plain cheeseburger. But if you want like the bacon cheeseburger or the mac and cheese burger, you need a fork and a knife. I'm just going to tell you. It's a lot. And it look at that. I don't know what to tell you about it. It's fantastic. It'll make you tired in a good way because it's so good. You're just like, oh, I just want to use a bun as a pillow. That thing is so delicious. So please come and celebrate National Cheeseburger Day here in the store. We would love to have you. Speaking of cheese, if I may, quickly, yesterday, our friend and coworker Don Fisher was recognized for his recent certification as a certified cheese professional with the American Cheese Society, the ACS. You should really try and say this 3 times fast. So only a handful of people reach this level as a certified cheese specialist. So ACS certified cheese professional, and Don got a nice fancy name tag, as you can see. He's in Des Moines today for something. I don't know exactly what's going on. Maybe they're all just cutting the cheese in Des Moines. I'm not sure, but he's at some function, and in the entire country there were only like 30 people that passed this test. It's like a 150 question exam, and the guy totally aced it, and he is a American Cheese Society certified cheese professional. Congratulations, Don. He really knows his stuff. I mean, you could literally go up to Don and say, "Hey, I'm looking for the best melting cheese or the best kind of cheese to put on whatever," and the guy would have an answer for you, I promise. All right, last thing, Wellness Wednesday, I'll mention briefly, 10% off in the health market, organic produce, health and beauty care items each and every Wednesday. So if you need a toothbrush or toothpaste or vitamins or organic produce, like I said, 10% off each and every Wednesday right here at Hy-Vee. All right, with all that being said, I'm ready to roll with our first guest, who is making her, 4th or 5th appearance on the show, Hannah Howard with the Nature Conservancy of Iowa. I like it says the Nature Lady. Hannah Howard is the Nature Lady.
You did that, didn't you? That's
yes,
great.
I did not.
I love it.
Don't leave me hanging, Hannah. The Nature Lady is fantastic.
I will gladly accept that
Community
title.
Coordinator with the Nature Conservancy of Iowa. 3rd annual Swamp Stomp, Hannah, is this Sunday, and
it is finally here, and we're very excited.
Finally, I feel like I was reflecting on the first Swamp Stomp that you did, and I can't believe that was 3 years ago.
I know, and it was just such a gorgeous day. We had 350 people there,
gosh.
And we're hoping to do the same thing this Sunday. So.
And the fun starts at 1 o'clock at Arden Creek. Mm-hmm. So if we look back to that first year, I was there with the radio station at the time, didn't know what to expect because it was a first-time event. And I imagine that everybody involved was like, we're going to be prepared. It's going to have a lot of activities, live music, stuff literally for everyone. So keep that in mind.
Exactly.
And then you said 350 people. Arden Creek was packed.
It
was
fantastic.
Still, like,
and
it was
people had a
spread
great
out.
time.
They
It
did.
was spread out. And we had some people that came and stayed for the whole time. They brought lawn chairs and just sipped on some wine and enjoyed the live music the whole time, whereas we had other folks that came with kids. They hung out, they ate, they enjoyed the activities tent, they took their kids for a hike. So it's kind of set up in a way from 1 to 6 p.m. so that people can just stop in as their schedule allows, or they can spend the whole day with us.
And that's what I think I appreciate the most about this event is, I always say, like, I've got the 3 kids, but if it's also my anniversary on Sunday, so maybe I don't want to.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. Maybe I don't want to see the 3 kids and just an excuse for my wife, Casey, and I to go out to Arden Creek and drink some wine and listen to live music. But at the opposite side of that, right? Like, if I do want to bring the kids, there is something going on. I mean, we could stay, like you said, that entire 5 hours. It's really well thought out. And then, like, an incentive for the first 20 people to get there, you have door prizes.
Yes,
everybody gets a snapping turtle.
I don't think we'll be giving those away, but that is a good idea for next year.
Yes.
So we'll have Swamp Stomp T-shirts as door prizes. We'll also have some fun things like some TNC swag, from some sunglasses and kind of kid-friendly things. So we have a little bit of something for everybody.
Awesome.
So we have the first 20 people to arrive get a door prize to the event, but then we also are doing the first 10 people to sign up for the tours. And the guided hiking tours are at 1:30 and 3:30 p.m.
And that's important to note, and I don't want to interrupt, but as you can see right there, so you show up to Arden Creek between 1 and 6, there's a lot going on. However, like Hannah was saying, if you want to go check out the Swamp White Oak Preserve, that's at 1:30 exactly and 3:30 because you're going to like transport people, correct?
Yep, we're transporting people from the winery and just a short drive down the road to our preserve. And we really encourage people to plan on joining us for that. It's a lot of fun. My colleagues Dale and Elizabeth, who spend every day on the preserve working on it, are going to be leading the tours, and they do such a phenomenal job because they really connect people to the really special wildlife species on the preserve, the really special ecosystem of the floodplain oak savanna, and we also will have some live animals for people to interact with. And so that's really fun, and that's kind of right at the end of the tour. So we really encourage people to come and check that out. And if they do come, wear long pants and closed-toed shoes like sneakers or hiking shoes or hiking boots because we are going off-trail.
Right.
And that's always the most fun when you get off-trail.
So, and that, again, 1:30 and 3:30 this Sunday is part of the 3rd annual Swamp Stomp event. If you're just tuning in, Hannah Howard's here, Nature Conservancy of Iowa, or the TNC, as you just kind of you snuck that in there, and I was like, TNC, oh, the Nature Conservancy. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's really about a celebration of being outdoors. And, we're sitting here on September 18th, and I saw the weather this morning. It's going to feel like it's 98 degrees outside. Wow. So a little bit maybe unseasonable weather for September, but it seems like September's over the past couple of years have been a little bit warmer. So all we need really is for Sunday, the weather to cooperate and to get outside. And I know that for folks that will make their first time going to Swamp Stomp this Sunday, they go on one of those guided tours, Hannah. I mean, it's going to be, they'll probably just have a look on their face like, this is just down the road from Arden Creek. I had no idea that you can kind of get lost in nature. Now, you're not really going to get lost because it's a guided tour, but I mean, it's in our own backyard, but how many people aren't aware of this unbelievable space?
I mean, this part of the state has the greatest concentration of protected land for people to go out and enjoy, and I think we take that for granted. And so hopefully folks will not only get to experience our preserve and explore it and learn about the special ecosystems and wildlife found on our preserve, but then they also just learn more about this wildlife and ecosystems in this area in general. And it really is a fun way to celebrate nature, to get outside and take a hike with your family.
And then we talk about like the family events and activities that will be going on. So, if you want to be one of the first 20 people to win a door prize, that's great. But if you can't make it there till, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, I mean, the day is just chock full of events.
Yeah, we have a full tent just for activities.
Right.
So we have one tent for folks to sit, listen to music, have some food, because we are having catering by Skinny's Barbecue, the newest hot barbecue restaurant in Muscatine. But then the whole other tent is just dedicated to activities for families. And so we'll have face painting by a local artist, Linda Kelty. She does a phenomenal job. We'll have live animals provided by Muscatine County Conservation. Their naturalists always do a phenomenal job at teaching kids about those animals and letting them do a little bit of handling. And then we'll have a fun nature-themed photo booth. We'll have pumpkin painting. We'll have yard games for people to enjoy the sunshine, hopefully. We'll have a coloring station to keep kids busy while their parents might enjoy some of the fabulous Arden Creek wines. And then we'll also have a nature-themed craft from Who Arted, the new art studio in Muscatine. So there's a lot of really hands-on stuff that's all nature-based and really a lot of fun.
Planning this event has to take a lot of work. Putting it together, I mean, especially whether you put pressure on yourself after the first time, because you really didn't know what to expect, and then 350 people show up, and it was great, and we definitely want to see everybody watching this Sunday at Arden Creek for the third annual Swamp Stomp. But I just imagine, having a couple of years under your belt now has to make it a little bit easier, as much as it is a lot of work. But I imagine for folks that want to become a part of it, and you've been able to add different things, Hannah, so that's got to make you feel good knowing, like, hey, I've got this great event that now maybe people are calling you to be a part of it. I don't know, right? I mean, are you at that point yet? Sure.
I love that, because it's not just me. Our whole staff is in the areas working to make this happen, as well as all of our partners that come to the event to put on a display or activity. So it takes a lot of people and partners to put this event on, and we're really thankful to have the amount of support that we do from our partners to make it happen. And of course, from Arden Creek Winery to be able to let us have the run of the winery for the day from 1 to 6 p.m. And they are such a great partner, and how perfect that they're just 5 minutes down the road.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that location of Arden Creek, and they have live music this Friday. It's just such a great space. And
it is. It's perfect.
I think I don't want to say anybody takes it for granted, because certainly, you can come to places like Hy-Vee and buy all the Arden Creek you need. But I really encourage folks to get out to Arden Creek and check it out, because it is really a fantastic space. And Diane and Mike they're both pictured right there. They're just good people, and they make really good wine. And I can't say enough about them. I joke that at this point I should have stock in the company. And they think I'm joking, but I'm serious. So anytime you guys want to give me a key, at the same, maybe I've even offered, maybe they want to name a wine after me. I'm okay with that too. But then, having live music. So again, Arden Creek is a gracious host, and they're super cool about bringing in not only one band, but two. Flash in a Pan are great. Those guys have played all over the area, the region, quite frankly. And then I'm not familiar with Rowe Family Singers.
Yes, they're joining us from Minnesota. And they've actually been making the Bluegrass Festival circuit here in Iowa. And so I'm really excited to have them. And they're two very different styles of bluegrass. But I think they both complement each other really well, and they provide different flavors to the event for the music. So
and that's just it. Because again, if you're that empty nester watching and you're like, I don't have any kids. Well, don't worry, because you could just drink wine and craft beer and hang out and listen to great live music, and then hop on one of those guided tours. And then at the opposite end, if you're me and I've got the 4-year-old and almost 1-year-old, there's so much stuff for them to do. And on a Sunday, I mean, what else am I going to do? Watch the Bears lose? The Bears don't play till Monday, so that's a little pro tip for you. But it's good to just get out, right? Like, break your routine. If you go to church, that's fine. Go to church, do whatever. But then come to this event, because it's really something else. And especially if you're able to hop on one of those tours. I will say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like, if you're going to go on one of those guided tours at 1:30 or 3:30, don't be a minute or two late, because you've got a pretty good sized bus to get people to the Swamp White Oak. But the first year, the buses were packed. I remember thinking, like,
and that was awesome. And so we had one bus for each tour that year. And so last year we had 2. And so we just encourage folks to arrive just about 15 minutes early to the event if they want to go on the tour, just so we can get them signed up and organized to get on the bus. But there's no need to pre-register or call the office. Just show up to the event, and it will be happening, rain or shine. Of course, we're crossing our fingers that there is no rain, but we want to celebrate nature regardless of the weather.
I was going to say your job with the Nature Conservancy in Iowa and being community coordinator and getting out and about and in front of people, this is a great opportunity to bring people to you. And I just wonder, and I don't want to take anything away from Swamp Stomp again this Sunday. Anything else that you're working on for October, November? I mean, certainly we're in Iowa and the weather, it could change on a dime. Like next week we'll have temps barely in the 70s, right? So a lot of things will start to change. I mean, literally, I just watched a leaf fall off a tree in a parking lot here at the store. So anything else coming up that we should maybe know about?
No date set for sure, but we are working on starting a volunteer program. So we are going to be having a volunteer orientation for folks interested in the local area that we'll be hosting at some point in November.
Okay.
So folks that are interested in that can leave their email with us at the sign-in, and we'll be providing information after the event following that. But it's always hard to plan an event right after such a big event.
Well, and then plus with November, I mean, literally never know. I'm sad that it was, 7:15 the other night and it was getting dark out.
I know.
It's kind of a bummer. It's
that is definitely a sign that fall is moving in.
And I love fall, and I want to have a fall season. Like, I don't want to go straight to winter. Let the record state on that. When people go on that guided tour, 3rd annual Swamp Stomp this Sunday, 1 till 6 at Arden Creek, you mentioned that there may be some wildlife friends towards the end.
Yes.
Now, I joked about the door prizes being snapping turtles. Will you have a snapping turtle
so
available
we're try,
for folks to see?
It all depends, of course, on coincidence, but we are going to bring some animals from the preserve.
Awesome.
And then at the very last tour, we'll then release them back onto the preserve where we found them. But there will be things like painted turtles, snapping turtles. There are all kinds of turtles and amphibians on the preserve. So hopefully there will be a smallmouth salamander, but we can make no promises. And some of the reasons why all of those animals that we're having at the preserve are the turtles and amphibians is because this area is actually a hot spot for amphibian and reptile biodiversity. And so we have a whole slew of native turtles, central newt, the smallmouth salamander, and all kinds of frogs that make their home on the preserve. And the preserve is a really interesting ecosystem of prairie, this large swamp white oak trees that make up the overstory of the preserve, and then wetlands all throughout the preserve. So that kind of lends to a really interesting mix of wildlife that call the preserve home.
So with thinking back on this spring and summer and the amount of rain that we received and flooding, I mean, how did that affect the Swamp White Oak Preserve as we're sitting here now on September 18th? I mean, is the ecosystem healthy? I don't know how to ask that question, but I guess if you could answer both of those, because I wonder if that's a concern, right? Again,
it is a concern because flooding impacts everything. And so most of our 4,000 acres of preserve that we have in the area is within the floodplain. So we are underwater for a lot of time during the year, and especially with this spring, it was such a long, extended flooding period. And so that starts to affect things like the really large oak trees that are over 200 years old, because when their roots are underwater for that long, they don't get the oxygen that they need. And then so sometimes we see things like some larger oak trees starting to die, or it interrupts breeding and life cycles of different animals. And so there really are a lot of effects, but the great thing is that nature is really resilient. So even though that flooding does affect a lot of species, both plant and wildlife, they do a really great job of bouncing back. And so even though we had all of that extended flooding, by the time of July when we had events for kids and families out at the preserve, we still had world milkweed, wild petunia, and clematis blooming on the preserve. So it certainly does set things back, but that ecosystem is adapted to the flooding.
It also seems like over the years of having you on the various shows, you've talked about how folks that maybe have land and want to, protect it or preserve it's the right word, but that's something that people do, is if they have acreage and they have parts of it that maybe the Nature Conservancy would be interested in, right? So is that something that you're
and
looking
actually,
for people to...
The flooding makes a huge difference in that, because for a lot of the families and landowners in the area that have dealt with this flooding for years, there comes to a point where, say, around 2008, after that flood, we have a lot of landowners approach us to sell their land to us because they really didn't want to deal with a lot of the repercussions of the flooding anymore. And for us, we want to protect the land in the floodplain so that we can naturally hold water on that land to provide benefits for people downstream,
Sure.
to reduce flooding impacts downstream. But we also want to be able to protect a lot of the really special wildlife and ecosystems in the floodplain and the surrounding wetlands and ecosystems and habitats.
So if you're watching and you're a land baron and you want to part with some acreage, right? I mean, that's, I just think we have this little, and then not little, 4,000 acres is not little, but it's just this pocket not too far from where we're sitting. It's an incredible part of Iowa to be in, really. But do people know that? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to assume either way, but that's why you're here, to talk about it and to invite people to come out. And when you have an event like Swamp Stomp, and there's a 5-hour window, but more importantly, those 1:30 and 3:30 guided tours, I want y'all watching to really go to this. There is no cost.
Yeah, we try to keep it free because we don't
great.
want to create any barrier for anyone attending. And so come join in. The only thing that you'll have to pay for at the event is if you want to purchase some wine or beer from Arden Creek, or of course Skinny's Barbecue, which will also be having some family-friendly kid options.
Good.
So in addition to the pulled pork sandwiches and things.
It's really going to be an exciting day. It's crazy for me to think that this is the third year you've done it.
I know, me too.
Because it's like, wow. I mean, I remember very vividly being there year one and not knowing what to expect, and then just being floored by the sheer volume of vehicles that rolled in at Arden Creek. And coming back to Arden Creek, right? That's a place that certainly plays host to a lot of events. Just this weekend, they've got Music Friday, apparently a wedding on Saturday, and then Swamp Stomp on Sunday. So shout out to Mike and Diane and their crew. That's a busy weekend for them, probably the busiest one of the year. But they don't have to participate with things like Swamp Stomp, but they choose to because they know that it's a great thing and it's a good relationship for them to have with the Nature Conservancy, and of course the proximity of their location to the Swamp White Oak Preserve. I mean, you couldn't ask for
perfect,
right? I mean, it really is. So please, if you're watching, get to Swamp Stomp. I mean, at this point it's Wednesday, so you have time to make plans, make arrangements.
Exactly.
Can I get a snapping turtle? Like, Casey and I will be married for 7 years. You've known Casey for a long time. I don't know what, they say different anniversaries. It's 5 years, 10 years, 7 years, a snapping turtle.
I think
so. What'd you call it? Like a box turtle or a painted turtle?
Yeah, there's box
turtle?
Turtles, painted turtles, stink pot turtles. That's one of my favorite names of the turtles.
Stink pot turtle. You know what we need in my house are more animals. We have a dog and a hamster, which we didn't need, but we have Pickles, the hamster, lovingly known as. So I'm thinking, Hannah, for sure, some type of amphibian that would be more suited for the home.
Well, they do take a lot of care, and we prefer to keep them wild. We don't own any education animals. But that could be something you're interested in. Of course, don't take them from the wild.
Correct.
Visit a pet store if you're interested in buying anything like that. So we're going to have our eyes on you on the tour just to make sure we don't see any turtles or snakes crawling out of your pocket.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to worry about the snakes. Don't worry. But, it's funny. Sue Ryan, who's watching on Facebook, Sue Ryan had posted a picture on Facebook the other day, and she had found a little baby turtle in her driveway, and she let it go in the yard. So I mean, that's something that people need to understand. I mean, we've come across, I've pulled over on Hauser Street, turtle trying to cross the road, pull over and try to shoo it the other way. I mean, there's a lot of animals, amphibians in this area, and I just hope that people pay attention, and I've seen some giant snapping turtles, like absolutely massive, terrifying snapping turtles, and I'm never going to be the guy that tries to pick them up or anything, because I don't want to lose a
and a lot
finger.
of times you shouldn't, because you can actually break their back with how heavy they are if you pick them up by the tail or handle them incorrectly.
I don't want to do that.
So we definitely encourage people to stop and slow down for turtles on the roads. And if they see them, let them travel the direction they were heading, because they're going to try to cross that way if you put them back on that other side anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But for the snapping turtles, if it is a busy road and you just want to move it off the road instead of giving it time to cross, you want to pick it up by holding its back hips, and that's a place where the neck and the face isn't able to turn back and bite you, and then safely grab it by the hips and the shell and then carry it to the other side of the road.
What if I just had like a stick that I could come on, snapping turtle,
Yeah, sometimes you can, nudge it off the road that way. But a lot of times with those snapping turtles, they're a little bit ornery, so sometimes they'll turn around and snap the stick that you're using, so then that way it kind of is counterproductive because then they start facing the other way that they were just coming from.
Also, a lot of fascinating birds at the Swamp White Oak Preserve, right? That's a great picture.
Yeah, and there's that stink pot turtle. They're really cute. They're Iowa's smallest turtle, and they have this very cute little stubby nose. And we have seen turtles on the preserve, but they're very secretive, and they're not active for very long during the year.
Wow.
So it's always a treat if we are able to see those turtles.
Sure.
But of course, there are things like Blanding's turtles, which have a very distinct yellow throat. So you'll know when you'll see one. There are the common painting turtles. There's a whole slew of different kinds of turtles.
It's so fascinating that it's right in our own backyard, and I can't say enough about this event, and I think it's awesome, and everybody with the Nature Conservancy does a fantastic job, and I hope that, please come out to this, rain or shine, like Hannah said. It's a good effort by everybody involved, and as far as we're concerned as the end user, you show up. I mean, that's it, right? Like there is no cost to park or listen to the live music.
Exactly.
Like you said, you want to grab a glass of wine, whatever. You got a little cost there, no problem. But otherwise, like this is a great family-friendly, or if you're that empty nester, right? I mean, it's not just...
There's something for everyone to enjoy. And so you can see the event on Facebook. So the Nature Conservancy in Iowa, check out our Facebook page, and you'll find the event, 3rd Annual Swamp Stomp. And you can see all the updates there with more information, with the address of the winery, to all the activities going on for the day. So check that out. Otherwise, you can visit our website for more information about the Nature Conservancy, which is nature.org/Iowa.
Hannah Howard is the community coordinator, or the nature lady.
Yes, either or.
With the Nature Conservancy in Iowa, the 3rd Annual Swamp Stomp. Chad, can we put this poster back on the screen just for the folks at home? I want you to be there. It's going to be a great time. Really a day full of events from 1 till 6, 1:30 and 3:30, those guided tours of the Swamp White Oak Preserve. Make it a point to come out this Sunday. It's right there on the screen.
You'll be glad you did.
You will be. You'll have a newfound appreciation for nature in Iowa, because the assumption could be, well, it's Iowa, it's just cornfields and, but there's really
so many special pockets across the state, and so many right here in our own backyards that people should get out and explore.
Yeah, well, especially when you're able to with the experts. And get on a bus and go. I mean, you can't ask for a better opportunity. Thank you for coming back on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony.
First 20 people on Saturday, door prize. Hello.
Yes.
So if that's the kind of thing that excites you, get that door prize, get out there, and then definitely talk to Hannah or anybody with the TNC about becoming a volunteer. That's fascinating. I like that. So volunteer program and an orientation TBD for November.
Yes.
This November, if you want to get connected, I encourage you to do so, and start with coming to the Swamp Stomp 3rd Annual event. All right, let's aisle cam. We'll get Hannah out of here. We'll go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle camera, which is set up looking at some cheese, y'all. Right? We talked about our coworker Don Fisher, who was recognized yesterday, the latest cheese professional, certified cheese professional with the American Cheese Society. That is really cool. Good distinction for Don. And just in that shot right there, there are over 140 different varieties of cheese. That's a lot, right? I mean, I love cheese, but I can't sit here and tell you that I've tried all 140 plus different varieties, because there is enough time in the day, and I'm always willing to try a sample. But man, they have so many different types of cheeses, literally the perfect pairing. And now with Don's new, certification, I mean, the guy can really drill down into what you're trying to put together and help you out. All right, our friend Steve, I think, has the Toyota Muscatine cart cam. I mentioned that today is National Cheeseburger Day, and I thought we could take the cart cam towards the meat department. You could make your own cheeseburger, certainly, if that's something you want to do. Start with the best beef in town, by far, from the meat department, and then let the crew, like at Cheese Island, go get a good cheese. Maybe you've always wanted to have a burger with like a Gruyere, I don't know, or a good Brie, right? So in that case, there's going to be a couple different options, from giant amounts of ground beef if you want to kind of hand patty a burger together Or Mike Church and the guys in the meat department, they've got burgers that are pattied up and ready to go. So I would just encourage you to go back there and then take that burger and put it on a good bun from the bakery, right? Because any type of burger that you're going to do, unless you're low carbing it, then you can just fork and knife it, right? That's fine too. But I would just say compliment your burger. Thank you, Hannah, with a bun from the bakery. It'll make a big difference. So go to the meat department, get yourself situated, grab some good cheese or Gouda cheese if you'll have it. Ooh, look at the steak and the asparagus and the more steak and some ground beef and ground chuck. I don't really have a preference when it comes to what I'm going to use to make a burger. But if you ever have questions, you can ask the guys back there. And then, listen, if you don't want to go through any of that trouble, we've got burgers right here in the Market Grill Express. Can you believe that I haven't taken a bite of this? Look at this. It's still whole. I haven't tried it because I have a finger poke thing. What is the point of working here if I can't even sample a burger? Who schedules a biometric screening on the day that they have to do?
I got you covered.
Oh, hey, Matt Schweitzer. Perfect. Did you know?
What kind is this?
Did you know that?
I know everything in my...
Did you knew? Okay. So, Matt, were you watching or did you know it's National Cheeseburger Day or was that just you just walk in? I don't want him to be rude and talk with his mouth full, but...
Have you not listened to me that cheeseburgers are like...
They're your favorite thing ever. I understand that. So I was just saying, and I don't know, maybe you were watching. I can't... Yeah, go ahead. I can't... I can't have anything to eat.
Patty burger.
I know. You want to describe it to the folks at home?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying that I have to go see Kara for the biometric screening. You have to hold the fry up like that? Really? Man, all those good, delicious carbs and...
Did you know you can eat cheeseburgers for breakfast? Cheeseburgers for breakfast are okay on National Cheeseburger Day.
I did not know that, but I did find out that all of those... All right, see you later. Okay, good talk. All right, perfect. You never know what's going to happen with a live show in a restaurant inside a grocery store. So that burger is just gone. All right. He literally just walked out. I like that Matt Schweitzer. He's a good guy. We'll keep him around, I think. National Cheeseburger Day. So that happened. Did you see him holding up the fry? Not only do I have, back to the meat department, oh my. Not only do I have the biometric screening thing with the finger poke, and you got to fast, so I haven't had anything to eat since 7 o'clock last night, which isn't a big deal. I've got that, and I got to get to that in a couple minutes. I have a physical at my doctor later. So you know what I'm going to have for lunch? Obviously, one of those burgers. Do you see how good those look? Maybe I'll go no bun. Maybe I'll go half fries, because I do want to have a hand-cut fry. And I don't want to restrict all the deliciousness. Or maybe I'll just go to the meat department and let them do the work with, look at those, how many different burgers. My gosh, that is fantastic. Look at how good those look. Oh my. Right on the grill, easy enough. You can't beat it. What was he in here? This is why I try to sometimes look around as we're doing the show. We've got the door over here, the entryway. Matt Schweitzer that was a drive-by burgering, everybody. And he's right, you can't have a cheeseburger for breakfast. So all those burgers today, by the way, $8, National Cheeseburger Day. Don't miss out on it. I'm going to mention a couple of things that we're going to get out of here. So it's Wellness Wednesday. Makes sense to talk about Wellness Wednesday right after a cheeseburger, right? And again, you can have a cheeseburger without a bun, and it is delightful. Wellness Wednesday, 10% off Health Market, health and beauty care items, organic produce. If you're trying to incorporate maybe some healthy stuff into your diet, you can stop by each and every Wednesday and save while that's happening. Speaking of healthy, how about seafood, right? Seafood is always healthy, a great option for you. Captain John has a fun flyer put together for this week with some seafood deals. Come in and check this out, and then go see Captain John at the seafood department. Everything is fresh and ready to go. The case set up and definitely looks awesome. All right, so Captain John has Asian tuna skewers. He's got seasoned salmon portions. Matt is calling me right now. Is he trying to FaceTime me? I'm not sure. Jamaican cooked shrimp skewers, sail wild frozen salmon fillets, seafood twice baked potatoes, and catfish fillets. Oh my goodness, don't those look good? I don't know if I was supposed to answer that call or what. Hello, caller. How's the cheeseburger? Should I call him back? Is that what he was trying to do, is give us a review on that cheeseburger? Let me put him on speakerphone. Let's see if this will work. Hold on.
Hey.
Hello, caller. We've got you on speakerphone on the show. How is that burger?
Hey, I just wanted to see if you had any more down there or not, because this one did not last long. And you must have had it sitting there for a little while because the fries were a little bit cold. So I'll take a reorder of fries as well.
You got it. All right. So another burger and a new order of fries.
Delicious, though. Best burger I've ever had right here.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, caller.
Down a little bit.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess I have to get... He is the boss. The fries were a little cold. Yeah, it was a prop. I mean, it was out here when we started the show at 8:30. All right, well, I'll just go get him more fries, I guess. I'll mention you should get a flu shot here at Hy-Vee. 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot. No appointment necessary. Walk in. They give you the little in the arm, and then you get that 20-cent fuel saver. It's fantastic. Only place in town that you can get your flu shot and save at the gas pump. Don't forget, by the way, and this is serious, there is a case of influenza in Muscatine County, and that is what the flu shot helps to prevent, is influenza. And I feel terrible for whomever has influenza. But if you're watching, know that we've got flu shots, an abundance of them at the pharmacy. They'll get you taken care of. 20 cents on your fuel saver. It's an awesome deal. Don't miss out on that, okay? The Discover Muscatine newspaper ad is new, starting today, everybody. In your newspaper, you can find that, Discover Muscatine newspaper. It's also on their website at discovermuscatine.com. We've got the Grand Buffet back in the saddle, y'all. This is where you could come to Hy-Vee and literally eat pretty much whatever you wanted at a ridiculous price. And that starts today on Wednesday the 18th. It's an awesome deal. Look for that ad. Come in and see us. And then we've got some great opportunities to watch the NFL Sunday. NFL games. We have the Sunday ticket here in the Market Grill Express. So say you're like a Kansas City Chiefs fan and you want to come and watch your Kansas City Chiefs, you could watch them. Maybe you're a Packers fan. You know what happens is, like, we're in, the Midwest, right? So we get the Packers games, we get the Bears games, we get the Vikings games, but if you support another team, you can watch it. I mean, we've got how many TVs in here? 9 or 10 TVs. You could watch any game you want on those screens with the Sunday ticket from DirecTV. So don't miss out on that. I'm going to pull up the ad, and let me do this. Let's send it to Chad really quick just to make sure we've got it. Boom. Boom, boom. There we go. So this is awesome. It's a great opportunity. Like I said, maybe you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, like Hy-Vee store director Matt Schweitzer, and you don't have an opportunity to watch your team all that often. I understand. That can be kind of frustrating, right? So guess what? Every single game on all the screens, or if you just want to come and grab a booth and, hey, can I get, the Baltimore Ravens game on? Sure, no problem. We can do that for you here in the Market Grill Express with the Sunday ticket from DirecTV. So that's a cool opportunity for you to watch all those games and enjoy some good specials as well. I mean, you talk about DirecTV Sunday ticket specials. How about 99-cent draft beer? Holy smokes. Right over my shoulder, right there. All draft beer on Sunday from 12 to 6, 99 cents. That is a fantastic deal. Almost too good to be true, but it is legit. Wings, yes. Fries, you got it. All you can eat, okay, $12. That's a good deal. These pork sandwiches, hey buddy, pork sandwiches look good. Those are $2 each, and you can add a draft beer for 99 cents. Come on. And then how about all you can eat pizza, or all you care to eat pizza, $5. And then you can see the drink specials down there, 12 till 6. Check it out. 99-cent draft beers, mixed drinks as well. And how about BOGO glasses of wine right at the bottom of that under the drink specials is awesome deal. BOGO wine, buy one glass, get the second glass free. Are you kidding me? What? That's real? Yes, that's real. Each and every Sunday, 12 till 6 right here. And then if we go to the other side of that ad real quick, I'll just kind of show you the Grand Buffet, a good opportunity for you to come in and eat whatever you like. Grand Buffet is back. All you care to eat includes fountain drink, 4 till 9 p.m., dine-in only, and that can include things like Hy-Vee Chinese, Italian kitchen. It's an awesome deal. People love the Grand Buffet. We're happy to have it back, and we want you to come and see us. All right, we've got to do the job board, and then I got to run over to get the old finger poke. Pokey poke poke. Poke the finger. Can't drink anything but water. No Starbucks. Real sad about it, but it's okay. Team Staffing Solutions, 109 Lake Park Boulevard, across from Happy Joe's, has some job openings. It's Wednesday. It's the job board. Here we go. Katie has process operator, $18.75 an hour, maintenance, $20 an hour, or lab tech, $19.55 per hour. Call or text Katie for that job right now, 563-316-9254, or careers@teamssi.com. That is a great opportunity. Heavy manufacturing, $13 an hour, first shift. You can call or text Jenny, 563-316-7635. Get a hold of her. She'll get you to work. Heavy manufacturing. Heavy. Not light. Heavy. And then last but not least on the job board, heavy, is warehouse, $12 an hour. All shifts. Brooke McCullough, our friend Brooke. 563-316-7636. Team Staffing Solutions job board, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on this show. Don't miss it. Next week, we'll have Brooke McCullough right here on the program. There is so much going on in and around Muscatine over the next couple of days. It is wild. How about Almost Friday Fest next week? Swamp Stomp this Sunday. Thanks to Hannah Howard, Nature Conservancy in Iowa, community coordinator. Hannah Howard back on the show. Swamp Stomp this Sunday, Arden Creek, 1 o'clock. Don't miss it. Great having Hannah on the show. She's an excellent guest, always very prepared. I mean, she just brings so much good information. We really appreciate her being here. And we thank everybody for watching Hy-Vee today. If you were with us on social media watching live, thank you. Maybe you catch it on cable, like our friend Donna. Hello, Donna. Thanks for watching on Channel 5 on MPW at 8:30 a.m. or 7:30 or 10:30 p.m. Shout out to CBI Bank and Trust for the ILCAM, Toyota of Muscatine for that good-looking cart camera, and Team Staffing with the job board. I am going to go get my finger poked right now. As soon as I say goodbye, I've got to hustle across the store and get that taken care of. So then maybe I, too, like Hy-Vee store director Matt Schweitzer, who walked in and stole a cheeseburger from me, I could have one as soon as I get my finger poked. Should I just order one now, go get the finger poke, and then... Breakfast champions, it's 9:13 in the morning right now. It's not a bad idea. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 live right here, or at night on cable, of course. And email me if you have a guest suggestion, hyveetoday@gmail.com. Book in the next 3 weeks, so reach out and get on this show. Thank you all. Bye.
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.